wide open skies and untamed horizons. One signal cuts through the wind. You're tuned into Alberta Radio, across the prairies to the Rockies. Here's your host, Jason LaFace.
Oh yeah! Welcome to the show. This is Alberta Radio. We got our featured track to start off the set. It's Métis Calling. And this is a track I just completed with the Métis out in Île-de-Magdeleine on the East Coast. So here we go. I hope you enjoy. Oh yeah, right on, man. That is my track with the Métis group I'm working with out of the Île-de-Magdeleine. That's where my family originates from. Anyways, welcome to Alberta Radio, your unfiltered voice for Alberta First. I'm your host, Jay LaFosse, bringing you the hard truths the mainstream just won't touch, right? So today we're exposing the failures of Liberal policies, ripping apart our province. Now, we're also zeroing in on Edmonton's downtown disaster, the homeless explosion, the reckless infill builds, the sky-high vacancies. Also today, the announcement with Rogers' big warning, and a fresh fight for free speech with Professor Francis Widdowson. So strap into the show right now, man. This is going to be a full hour of real talk, so let's get right into it, man. All right, so let's start from the top. The federal Liberals, right now under Mark Carney, they keep promising relief, but all they do is deliver pain. So just last week, they voted down a Conservative plan to axe the fuel tax for the rest of 2026. Now, that would have saved Albertan families $1,200 and dropped gas by 25 cents a liter. But instead, they're offered chump change relief on only a fraction of it. So, out of a year, right? Now, Danielle Smith, our great premier, she said no thanks to their temporary gas tax pause because we're not playing their game. And I think, just looking at what our premier's doing in the UCP, I think they're delivering us into the right direction right now. So we'll let it play out and see. But the fact of the matter is the Liberals, it's the same crew, right, that killed the consumer carbon tax but kept and hiked the industrial one that's hammering our energy sector right now, like hardcore. So the Alberta oil and gas, the jobs are, they're the engine of this country, yet Ottawa's continuing to slap punitive regulations and taxes to keep driving the costs for everybody, or they're just fictitiously manipulating it with AI. And that's what I think is the AI is playing a part of this. Now, cost of living crisis. Man, record grocery store prices are going through the roof. The fuel prices are going through the roof. And this is all Liberal policy in action, right? So all they do is talk of grand bargains and pipelines, but they vote against real energy projects every time they're presented. So all our Alberta families and businesses pay the price at the end of the day. Now, these policies just don't hurt. They accelerate the very problems we're seeing right here at home in Edmonton, across the country, and more on, it just blows my mind. So we'll get into that in a minute. But the damage isn't just federal. It's playing out on our city streets. So let's talk about what's happening with Edmonton's mayor and council. So we're going to... I want to show you guys what I've been doing with the radio station. So I'm going to play one of our station bumpers. And it's pretty cool. It's actually funny. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.albertaradio.ca. Alberta Radio!
Oh, yeah. All right, so let's get into Edmonton right now. And so before I start my segment, I just want to say this. A lot of folks in Edmonton that I know and my supporters and followers all support me in my endeavor to put my name in to run for office. And I would like to be the mayor of Edmonton. I love this beautiful city. I think the folks are beautiful. The culture dynamics is awesome. But we fail in leadership and accountability and fiscal auditing. So I know there's a team that's planning to recall Knack and council, and I'm fully on board to help with that. If they're successful and Knack gets recalled, then I'm going to put my name in. And trust me, just in the first year of my term, if I win, which I know I will, you will see homelessness solved the first year I'm in. And a promise to reduce property taxes based on an outcome of a provincial mandatory audit that I'm going to impose as an executive order as a power of a mayor. There's so many things. I have a huge plan of things to streamline the city because it's the capital of Alberta. And I don't think it's right that leaders, Liberal biased leaders, NDP biased leaders, are running our province to the ground. They control our major cities. Edmonton is controlled by Liberals. and they rig it. So we're going to make sure that we course correct this as the time goes forward. And I just want to say to all those who have faith in me and support me in my endeavor for this, trust me, I won't let you down. I'm not a spoon-fed silver platter kid. I come off the streets. I've educated myself. I changed my life, and I've made sure that I know what's going on in the political atmosphere for the last 20 years. So, right now, Edmonton has a new mayor, Andrew Knack. And council is still finding its footing after the 2025 election. And it's a shakeup, right? So, but the controversies keep piling up. Last week, Mayor Knack was in the studio talking about downtown construction chaos and provincial changes to library content rules. The province is pushing back on what they call controlling content in libraries, and Knack is in the middle of it, right? Then there's the ongoing firestorm over the police chief's trip to Israel, which I support the chief. And I would, as a new mayor, I would actually work closely with the Police Association of Edmonton and the chief and administration of our great men and women in blue. The mayor publicly slammed the chief, calling himself deeply disappointed. Former Premier Jason Kenney fired back, pointing out the mayor's own past trip to China. You know, I'm surprised Kenney came out and did that, but he did. It's political theater while the city is burning. Meanwhile, former council candidates are acting as if, you know, they're unofficial opposition, holding this new council accountable for ballooning budgets and broken promises. But the problem is Edmonton, our people, our citizens, our constituents, all our folks around this beautiful city are fed up. We're fed up with the same old tax and spend approach that they got us here. I mean, it's just, you know, it's taxation and taxation, and they increase it and they spend and spend. But when you look at the money they're spending on these projects, and it's all these little special projects, nothing going into actual infrastructure, delayed infrastructure, construction builds, failed, like it's out of control. You know, this council inherited a mess, but the big spending mindset of the old guard, right? And it's continuing. It's influenced by the same progressive policies Ottawa loves, and it's nothing. No one's fixing it. The downtown construction delays, higher property taxes, like I stated, and endless debates while residents pay more. And it's a classic big government failure. You know, speaking of failure, let's talk about the tragedy on Edmonton's city streets right now, right? It's just unbelievable. Well, we're going to play this track and come back. And this one is submitted in conjunction with myself, Wicked, and Anonymous. And this is called We Are Legion, the Digital Gods, here on Alberta Radio.
We are the digital gods. We are the digital gods. We are the digital gods.
We are the digital gods.
We are the digital gods.
We are the digital gods.
We are the digital gods.
We are the digital gods.
We are the digital gods.
We are the digital gods.
It's the rise of the tech and the death of the age. All our people connected, we're turning the page. Falling men to the pits with no future in sight. They say the kingdom is ending, we're starting tonight. We are legion. We are the digital gods. You can find us somewhere deep in the cloud, and the revolution starts now. We are legion. We are the digital gods. You can find us become something more. Can you hear the people scream? They're not who they used to be. Can you hear the people scream? They've become something more. They know not who we are.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous.
They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are.
They know not who we are.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous.
They know not who we are. We are anonymous. Hack the system. Hack the system. Hack the system. Break the law. Break the law. Break the law. Break the law. Hack the system. Hack the system. Hack the system. Break the law. Break the law. Break the law. Hack the system. Hack the system. Hack the system.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous.
They know not who we are.
We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. We are anonymous. They know not who we are. They know not who we are. They know not who we are.
Oh yeah, that's Anons. Yeah, we like to stir the pot, guys. We like to stir the pot. We're not telling anybody to break the law either, but that's a track that's submitted to us by some friends who've been working together, making some music, right? And people are fed up. We're going to get into all that in a minute. Anyways, here we go. So, speaking of the failure, all the human tragedy in Edmonton streets right now, the homeless crisis in Edmonton is unbelievable. Edmonton's homeless crisis is out of control. That's a given. I'm out there checking it out. I see it. Talking to people. Knowing what's really happening on our streets by those affected. It's political violence against our most vulnerable when you think about it. So the latest count shows about 4,000 to 5,000 people are unhoused. It's been a staggering 200% jump since 2020, since COVID started. Over 300 unhoused Edmontonians died in 2023 alone, folks. Just let that sink in for a minute. These are Albertans, our people. 300. 8 times the pre-pandemic rate. And it comes with so many... It hurts my heart, man. Because a lot of these folks, they're faced with frostbite amputations. I mean, last year alone was 110 amputations that they did. Chopping off people's limbs. 58% involving people living on the street. And this is a frostbite capital of the world. I mean, our cold snaps we get in January. Just last week, on April 19th, the city shut down its 8 high-risk encampment near 95th and 101 Avenue, or 101A, after promising shelter space. Now, advocates are screaming that clearing camps without enough actual housing just shuffles people around, and it's true. You're treating human beings like cattle. The shelters are overcrowded, they're unsafe, they're full of bed bugs, and people are being turned away. The root causes? Well, housing affordability, right? Driven by years of skyrocketing rent and failed federal provincial housing policies. But we can find other solutions for other people but our own, right? The federal liberal immigration levels and economic mismanagement flooded the market so bad that the supply is just lagging. And, with carbon tax from Ottawa and the red tape making building more expensive. I mean, you look at it, Edmonton spends $92 million a year on homelessness, yet the numbers keep climbing. So $92 million a year, but all these people are building development on new builds, which is a fraction of that money, and are housing a whole bunch of people from other countries. It's just you know what I mean? I'm just saying it's chaos. Excuse me. Alberta deserves better than what it's being turned into. And right now it's being turned into a national dumping ground for failed liberal experiments. And that's exactly what it is. And right next to this crisis, the city rushes to ram through more housing that makes things worse. When you look at what's happening in our city, Edmonton is obsessed with this rapid infill development. But in reality, it's a disaster for all our neighborhoods. Just 5 days ago, Mayor Knack announced a new program to reprimand infill builders with terrible track records. Builders who are breaking rules, ignoring residents, throwing up mid-block 8 plexes that block sunlight. Destroying green space, creating parking nightmares. 5 years after parking requirements were made optional for infill streets, jammed up, and longtime homeowners are furious. It's just clogging up our streets. And I don't believe that Knack's going to do anything, because just what I know, which I'm not going to say anything too much, but what I do know, when it's time, and I'm going to tell people, because that's my ace up my sleeve, I know everything that's going on and how that racket is being conducted with the federal government, the municipal government, and the developers. I know exactly what's going on. You got to remember, I'm a Métis individual where my dad is Mi'kmaq French, right? He's a French Mi'kmaq. Our family's from Basque on my dad's side, and on my mom's side, we're Sicilian. So what a mix. And being a Sicilian, I've never been involved in their business, but being part Sicilian, knowing that, I know what that is all about and what they did in other cities with the similar type of development construction builds. But this time, it's not organized crime that's running it. No, folks. It's the government who shut down organized crime organizations so they can legalize a program that they can benefit from. And everybody's pocketing money. So believe me when I say, I know what's going on at City Hall. We suspect, and we have names of individuals we suspect, and we're going to finish our investigation, and we'll present that to the public when we're ready. But trust me, corruption runs high at City Hall. And that is going to get cleaned up if I become, and when I become mayor of Edmonton. The residents, our good residents of this great city, they pack committee meetings all the time. And earlier this year, they were demanding caps and they were scrutinizing. And the city barely even cared to listen. That's corruption, folks. That's liberals controlling the narrative, shutting down the voices of the people who pay. Meanwhile, commercial vacancy rates are still outrageous. Edmonton's office vacancy rate downtown sits at about 17 to 20%. And even after some recent improvements in positive absorption, as they say, retail and industrial are tightening. Our downtown office space is sitting empty while the city pushes more residential infills that doesn't solve any affordability crisis. There's a solution to all this, right? There is. This is a classic big city planning failure, and it's always liberal and NDP biased. They fail in everything. If you look at the track record of conservatives, just Ralph Klein alone. I shouldn't say more. The same ideology in this city is pushed by Ottawa. The federal policies keep driving up construction costs through taxes and regulations, so builders cut corners and neighborhoods suffer. The high vacancy, I mean, that proves the market isn't absorbing this flood of poorly planned builds, right? It's not. Edmontonians are paying higher taxes and watching their property values and their quality of life tank because they can't afford anything. It's unbelievable what's going on. Gentrification of an entire area of Edmonton that caused 2,000 people to be evicted from their homes for redevelopment because the Accelerator Fund gives an opportunity for rackets to be created by politicians and their friends. Now, am I against development and improvement? God, no. But there's a responsible way to do it. And the way they're doing it right now is just not working. And it's actually for me, when I look at it, it's damaging the historic culture and traditions of Edmonton itself. You know, I remember when I was a little kid, and this is in the late 70s. And I still remember my parents and my mom's friend, Jojo, she'd bring me down to Edmonton, and she'd bring me out to Banff and stuff when we were kids with her kids. And I remember Edmonton being a commercial, like the downtown was starting to be commercialized for the oil and gas industry. It was a hub for all of Alberta. It's still a hub. But look what they did in the last 10 years, 15 years under this regime. They've destroyed the downtown core. They don't know how to manage projects. They don't know how to fiscally manage the budget. They defer funds over to one thing for another to build a specialized project. Or how about this one? The Edmonton Oilers Park downtown that they want to build. Okay, the commitment by the city, the province, and the Edmonton Oilers. And the Edmonton Oilers ain't really committing much money to it. So the question either is this: did the city come up with the plan and present it to the Edmonton Oilers and say, oh, we want this because, and turn around and try to monetize it for the city? Because that's what it looks like. Or did they do this partnership and then, again, the city just said, oh no, we'll cover the costs and give you a break, like they always do. Now my thing is, I'd like to see something done to represent our Oilers, yes. But I think it's time where the city stops focusing and prioritizing special projects like that to make sure that the funds that we have are deferred to the projects that need to be finished first. And then we can look at specialized projects after we've completed things, after we fiscally audited City Hall. Because spending millions and millions of, hundreds of millions of dollars, okay, almost $1 billion, right? When you look at how much money really it is, just completely mismanaged. And here's another thing. The city runs on this so-called made-up, how can I say? It's like a made-up credit system they've done with this development program, and how they borrow against something that's built that, you know what I mean? Like, and there's no value to it yet. There's no money being generated in revenue to fiscal. Like, I look at it as, if you're going to invest money into a build by the city, okay, has to generate revenue to fiscally null out the cost of the build, and then long-term infrastructure costs and maintenance and other stuff, right? Like the whole top end cost of running that building, overhead, everything. So it's got to generate a break-even point. And what I see is they do all these builds, but there's no break-even point. They're just going after people. And when it comes to the businesses in our city, the downtown core, like, I'll tell you this, the city wants to charge the restaurants the patio when they introduced this for them to try and make some money, right? And now the city's trying to kick it back to them and say, no, we're going to take all this money from you. So as a new mayor, what I would do is just say, nope, all the restaurants and everybody's going to have free patios, okay? If anything is on the city property, we'll say, hey, just apply for a permit, and it's a one-time fee, maybe $300. That's it. You have a permit, and there's no more extra costs coming to the city charging you any kind of rent or anything. It's just a one-time fee of $300 or something. Like, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, right? It's just a permit requirement, and that's it. So at least we're recouping at least some of the costs. So when they remove it and we have to clean it, it's covering the cost of our employees to get a paycheck to clean up the area, make sure it's sound, so that the next year when the restaurant's ready to put their patio up, we're making sure to do due diligence that it's ready for them and they can thrive off that. That's a partnership with businesses. The other thing too is this parking scam. You know, like, that's got to stop. So what I would like to do is end that so that businesses downtown can thrive, and to penalize the box stores, because all these box stores have property management companies, and when you go through their property to park your vehicle, they're full of potholes, infrastructure's just shoddy in the parking lot, it's damaging vehicles. I mean, I can name off a whole bunch of places throughout Edmonton that's a big problem. So it would make more sense to try and reintroduce, to revitalize the downtown core, force the box stores to do their job. If not, we penalize them. Right? I think that's fair. Corporations are profiting off our backs in such a way that if we had new leadership that are willing to be the pit bull for the people, to put order back in place, common sense, logical order, not fictitious, made up, and where I need someone else to tell me what I need to do, right? Like, it's there, we know. It's my job or other jobs as leaders to research and with our team to make sure that we're doing our due diligence and listening to the people who mandate us to make the change. That's not happening right now in this country other than Alberta. It's crazy days. So, oh man. Now we're going to play some Alberta artists. We're going to play Alberta Rose. And Alberta Proud from Novel Reverb, back to back, and Caroline Richards with Alberta Rose. Oh yeah, these are great stuffs. And don't forget, folks, if you are an Alberta artist with music, please send us your MP3 320 kps bitrate MP3. Attach that with a cover of your release, a biography of who you are with your socials and about your release, a little brief blurb about why you wrote that track. And we're building up for Tune of the Day. We're actually trying to focus on building a really good piece module for this, and we need content from Albertans. And I don't want to be featuring my own music, guys. Come on. Now we have listeners. So I'd like to really feature artists and, build something for our artists in Alberta till we can properly present them on our show. And then maybe potentially later on when we can do it, have interviews with our artists so that we can feature artists properly And that helps us, and that helps our artists get more exposure with our listeners. So, without a doubt, man, let's drop the first track. Alberta Rose, Caroline Richards, and back to back with Novell, Reverb, and Alberta Proud here on Alberta Radio.
It's raining in Alberta, got nothing else to do. Got a pen and paper, so I'd like to write to you. Now's the time to break away from government control. We're strong and free Albertans, and that's the way we roll. 'Cause we're taking back our chickens, cows and ducks. We're never eating crickets, thank you very much. They've cancelled all our gas and oil, 'cause that's just what they chose. And that's the very reason that Alberta rose. Dear Canada, we love you, but that's just not enough to keep us in a country that put us in handcuffs. Please join our fight for freedom, we'd like to take you there. But if you choose to stay, we'll have to give up this affair. 'Cause we're taking back our chickens, cows and ducks. We're never eating crickets, thank you very much. They've cancelled all our gas and oil, 'cause that's just what they chose. And that's the very reason that Alberta rose. To all you brave Canadians with freedom on your mind, we're happy if you come and live as long as you align. If you're looking for a handout, you won't get it here. Hard work, a job, low taxes, love and no fear. 'Cause we're taking back our chickens, cows and ducks. We're never eating crickets, thank you very much. They've cancelled all our gas and oil, 'cause that's just what they chose. And that's the very reason that Alberta rose. And that's the very reason that Alberta rose.
Cold wind cutting through an Alberta sky. Oil and dust, yeah, that's our life. Sun comes up and we're already gone. Steel toes on and the work boots on. Engines are running, coffee strong. Another day where we carry on. We built this place from the ground up. Never needed no silver cup. They take the cut, they take the save. But we're the ones that make it pay. We've been quiet way too long. Now it's time we prove them wrong. We stand up, we don't break. This is ours, this we take. From the rigs to the fields, yeah, we build it all. Now Alberta stands alone, watch us standing tall. We don't bend and we don't bow. They can hear us clear right now. If they never listen, then they're gonna feel it still. We'll stand on our own, yeah, we always will. Yeah, we always will. Gravel roads in a midnight shift. Hands warm down, but we still don't quit. Farm town roots and a rebel flame. Every mile got a working name. They don't know what it takes out here. Blood and sweat through every year. They write the rules from miles away while we just grind another day. We've been patient, we've been proud, but we ain't staying silent.
yeah, big news from Rogers Communications today. So they released their first quarterly release, 2026 financial results. And, it says the revenue beat estimates and free cash flow grew, but they're slashing their capital spending by 30%, down from $2.5 million to $2.7 billion. And why? It's apparently punitive regulatory environment and brutal pricing pressure. So Rogers is pulling back on investment in networks and infrastructure because Ottawa's telecom rules are making it too expensive to grow. This is exactly what Liberal policies do, man. Strangle businesses with red tape while Canadians pay more for worse service. In Alberta, here we rely on strong connectivity for energy, farming, remote work, but this is going to hurt. TELUS has a good grip, though, in Alberta, so I'll just say that much. But Rogers stocked, it popped on the news, and the message is clear. So the federal overregulation is killing investment, and I guess it's another win for Liberal economic mismanagement. When I look at this, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, today Mark Carney goes out and says, we want Canadians to invest into a new investment program that the Canadian government's going to offer for a return. How can that happen? They have no money. So they want Canadians to invest in their own plan to build more interest so they can spend more, and then give snippets like a rebate. You know what I mean? Like, look at all the billions of dollars that went to Ukraine. I'm just going to say that, okay? All the billions of dollars that went to Ukraine, and then all the the grants and contributions that went to third world countries for, DEI programs, right? For LGBTQ stuff. Now think about that. Billions of dollars went. And now we have no money? And then let's just go after the corporations and hardcore hurt them and small businesses and just cripple the economy completely because the Liberals just can't manage the economy. Just like when Carney was the governor of the Bank of England and he got kicked out when they were calling Brexit. Anyways, finally, in a quick word on free speech on the right, which is under fire right now here in Alberta. I'm just going to say this. I have a lot of admiration for Professor Frances Widdowson because she's standing up for some truth here. She's just asking questions, and I've never seen someone get so brutally attacked and then arrested for no reason at all for just simply asking the question and saying, hey, and then pointing out the truth. So closer to home here, it's controversial. And Frances Widdowson was back in the news yesterday with her court battle against the University of Lethbridge. So on the 14th, she argued in King's Bench that cancelling her campus talk breached her charter of freedom of expression and association, and it does. She also, she's been known for, like I said, questioning the woke orthodoxies of Indigenous issues on academic freedom. Now, the universities, they say, basically the universities are craving to activist pressure instead of protecting open debate. And that's a fact. You see this everywhere. Woke ideologies on universities, especially by the dean and other professors who are very liberal. Like, I went to university, folks. I taught in a college and replaced a college teacher for 2 months teaching introduction to computers at Cambridge College. And not only that, when I was in university doing computer sciences, which was it's like an adult education program. You work at your own pace, but you get the labs and everything. And because I was working for an ISP at the time, which wanted me to finish off my certification so that as we move and grow throughout the years, that all our techs are certified, and they wanted those of us who were the smartest to basically get our certifications in computer sciences. So it was a free education for me. The company I worked for paid for my computer science degree. And when I was there, I met other professors. I ended up doing radio. I was working for CKLU. My radio show won awards. I was doing really well there. But all the professors I worked with, other than a few, very few, were straight up liberal, ideological Marxists. They were like, oh, fight the power, like that kind of activism. And I wasn't for that. So I hung out with Professor and Dr. Peterson, who was doing the God Helmet at Laurentian University, because that's where I was going to school. And he's not liberal. He's a centrist, and he's a scientist that has an open mind. It was great. But the thing is what I'm pointing out here is when you have professors who, Frances Widdowson is a professor, right? And she's trying to say, like, look at, like, our universities, our academia has always been about open forum debate. We've always had that ability to debate. And we have these Marxist, leftist, ideological, they call themselves professionals. I call them stupors. But these folks are completely obliterating the culture on university campus with this communist Marxist regime of silencing the opposition and, oh, we're right and you're not, and oh my God, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's unbelievable. So this is bigger than one speaker, but it's about whether Alberta universities will allow the uncomfortable truths or bow to the cancel culture. And I think that the premier should step in and say, like, look at these these schools need to respect open debate, open opinions based on the charter rights and based on our constitution and our charter. And the same thing with the Alberta. We have rights here in Alberta. So in a province where that values straight talk, you know, like the fight matters, and these liberal influenced ideologies have seeped into academia in such a way that it's shutting down dissent. Like, it's just, so we need to stand for real academic freedom and not for these safe spaces that silence Albertans. And that's basically, that wraps up my deep dive today, folks. So we're going to play a little track before we go. And my new bumpers, I love them. They're like little clips of our promotionals that we're running on the radio station right now. And don't forget, folks, those of you guys listening, we have our 24/7 radio that's running right now. You can tune in at www.albertaradio.ca and just hit the play button there. And if you're an artist, you can send in your stuff. Now, right now we're young, but it's in phases, and we're making sure that every phase that we implement it works perfect. So we've been testing a lot of stuff over the last couple months to make sure that, you know, we're feeding it to people every so often just to see where it goes. And yesterday was a really huge improvement in how we delivered our content out to the audience and how we benefited in terms of getting listeners. And yesterday was amazing. It was the first time that the station got a cap peak of listener base. And I want to thank everybody in Alberta, because it was almost everybody in Alberta that tuned in, like our listener base. So that blows my mind. So anyways, that's it for this episode. And we covered the Liberal policies hurting Alberta, Edmonton's mayor and council, the mess, the homeless strategy that they're using, the reckless infill and vacancies. Also wanted to make sure I touched a little bit about the Rogers regulatory warning and, you know, Frances Widdowson's free speech fight. So thanks for listening, everybody. And make sure to share this, support Alberta's first voices, and, you know, fight back against Ottawa's overreach. So we'll be back soon on the next episode. Alberta Strong, stay free. Don't forget, follow us on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube page, and follow us on Facebook and subscribe. We're also on X, Truth Social, everywhere. We're pretty much everywhere, man. And that's pretty much it for the show. Much love, and God bless this great, beautiful, you know, do I have to say it? Do I have to say it? oh, hold on. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to follow Alberta Radio. Subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on X, and like us on Facebook. Let's get ready to follow Alberta Radio. Follow us on social. Alberta